Hi everyone, today is Saturday, February 22nd, and this is video number 2. And like I said in my other video, I'm just doing some exercises right now. My right rotator cuff, and they have these fancy words or whatever, but basically the right shoulder is not functional. So I'm just doing some exercises to restore the range of motion in my arm. So something just came to mind actually. I don't get this, and you know what? I'm asking, like, I'd like to hear from men actually, but I don't care. If women want to comment, that's fine too. But this is something I don't get, right? When you actually talk to a man about business stuff like working on projects or operations stuff, or I don't know, different kinds of things related to business, why is that they have to bring in like the sexual thing? And I find that very, very offensive because I don't want to be seen as like some fucking slut, right? And I find that certain kinds of men seem to do that with me. And what's really sad is that the men that you think would respect black women actually don't respect black women. Now, I'm not generalizing, but I'm just sort of making some observations. And I've come across like some men, and I'm like, oh wow, you see yourself, and people making you smile and happy and all this. And you know what? They don't even want to do anything to help you. If you're like struggling with like a concept, or you're trying to understand, how this fruit was grown or whatever, they don't even want to help unless you fuck them. And I'm sorry, you know what? I'm not a slut. And it's funny because the men that you think would do that kind of stuff, they're not doing that. They will sit down with you respectfully and they'll lay out certain things. They'll keep it to business, and I totally respect that. So I don't know. I just want to hear from, like, I would prefer to hear from the men, but like I said, women can comment too because I'm not getting this thing. When I am talking about a strawberry, I want it to keep to the strawberry. And for men that do shit like that, like, that's really condescending. And you know what? It speaks to your business practices. And there's many of us that have like ethics and stuff, and if you do that shit, we don't want anything to do with your business, right? And some men just have no clue. They just it just comes across as like so, I don't even know what the word is, like just so dirty. And like I said, I love my stuff, but I'm saying to myself, what the fuck is this? You know, you're a person with like, blah blah blah. Why don't you help your own? Oh no, you want to fuck your own. Like, what the fuck is that? And I know that there's, those out there that will, they're very respectful and they'll show you things and orient you or whatever. But I just find that, I was just thinking about it and I said, I don't understand that. Like, I find that really disrespectful, you know? So someone please inform me about this kind of stuff. Educate me, because to me, I find it really mind-boggling, and I find it a way to bring somebody down, because you're actually sexualizing them, and I don't want to be treated like, for example, Sarah Bartman. They had her on this podium and they did like a lot of awful things to her. And you know what? It's blacks that are doing this. And I was talking to some of my, my friends that we just kind of, we hang out, we talk, we reason or whatever. And they're like, oh my god, that's totally fucked up. Right? So I don't know why these guys do this. Right? And I don't know. Just enlighten me. Is this some kind of like lack of sexual discipline? And it's funny because I remember one guy, I'm like working on like this community thing or whatever, right? Guy comes over, he's very, very, very nice and polite. Then he starts telling me that he has Viagra problems. And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck does this have to do with, like, this community event thing that I was doing, right? So, I don't know. I find it very strange, but if someone could actually enlighten me on some things here, because I don't know, I find it so disrespectful, and I just find it like, like the colored versions of, like, this shit, right? This defect.